Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And I want to give peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you all, I say Shalom. This is the brother Mayak Allah from the GMS West Palm Beach camp. And Lord willing, this blessing is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And you see on the screen it says, we have to eat 8 oranges today to get the same amount of vitamin A our grandparents got from just one. Right? Now, of course, you know, this is a result of the nation of Israel, which not the Israelis, but the Israelites, the nation of Israel going off, breaking the covenant they made with Yahweh, which is the real name of the true power, of the true creator of the heavens and the earth, whom the world ignorantly calls God. So since we broke our side of the covenant, the Lord put a bunch of curses of us. And one of the main curses, is that we have to go to our enemy for the want of all things. Right? And if you have an enemy, they're not gonna feed you healthy food, man. They're gonna just like when somebody believes that you're just animals, believes that you're the same as cattle, or believes that you're only 3/5 of a human, they're not gonna feed you with food, man. Just like a dog, man. You don't feed dogs or animals the same food that you eat. No, you feed them the BS, man. If you ever read the ingredients of the back of a bag of dog food, you know it's wild. It's not going off, but it's just wild. But as a man, you wouldn't eat that shit because some of the ingredients in the back of dog food is wild. It'll contain like lungs, heart, eyes, and it's all bunched up together. This is the same thing like weed, man. Weed trash, man. But the Lord said we're gonna eat our bread defiled, man. And this is part of our defiled bread is malnutritioned fruits and vegetables, man. Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread defiled among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Right? So, again, the children of Israel, not the Israelis, but the Israelites, which consist of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, for the most part, are going to eat their bread defiled among the Gentiles, which consist of every other nation outside of Israel. So the heathens, whither I will drive them. And the Israelites were driven and scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. So we are scattered everywhere, man. But Babylon, also known as the United States, is the worst place to be for an Israelite, man. This is like what they call Gen Pop in prison talk. This is general population. This is where everybody is, man. Babylon, man. I'm just going to the word defiled. It could also mean unclean, defiled, infamous, polluted, pollution, unclean, impure, ethically and religiously, ritually of places. Right? Our food is defiled. And ethically and religiously too, because the Lord told us how to. There's laws on agriculture, man. The Lord told us how to farm and things like that, man. And this is why there's no vitamins and minerals in the fruits and vegetables in the food. It says one of the biggest problems with our food today is the fact the soil it's grown on is severely depleted and nobody is talking about it, right? So even if you buy, all organic, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the seeds might be organic, but the soil is through, man. One of the reasons that the soil is through is Leviticus 19 and 19. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Let your cattle, mate and breed with the same breed. Because Esau Edom likes to mingle animals together and combine combine animals genetically and have abominations for offsprings, man. As far as cattle, thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Right? You can't be planting just any kind of all types of seeds in the same field, man. When you plant two different types of fruit or vegetables together in the same field in the same area, let's say you have a row for tomatoes and you plant grape seeds in that same row, that's like a mingled seed, man. So what that does, when you study agriculture, when you mingle seeds, it causes sickness and bacteria in the soil, man. What happens? Hey, it's gonna a rotten root is gonna create rotten fruit. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. Right? But the point I wanted to get was thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Hey, that's unclean. That's defiled, man. Our fruits are defiled. You know, only when the wicked are in rulership. You know, only when the wicked are in rulership does you have to worry about things like that. Could you get sick from eating fruits and vegetables? You know, you could literally get sick from eating fruits and vegetables. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Right? Because when the righteous are in authority, which will be soon, because Yahweh Shai is returning, and the Lord's going to set him up to rule the earth. And the nation of Israel, the Israelites, are going to rule right under him, man. And he's going to give us, Lord willing, a part of that number, power to rule. All right, here, you govern, one brother will govern this area, another brother govern this area. You know, apostles might get an area the size of continents, man. Or, you know, they'll just be higher on the upper on the hierarchy, man. Because King David's going to be high in the hierarchy. Yahweh Shai is going to be the head under Yahweh. Yahweh's going to, of course, be the Most High. He's always going to be the Most High. But on the earth rulership, it's going to be Yahweh Shai, King David. You might see, you know, the elders and apostles of great millstone right under them, man. Right under him. Because, you know, the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So you don't know who they were in their past life, right? So, you know, there's speculation of who might be who. But of course, we won't know until the kingdom, man. But when the righteous are in authority, we're going to follow the laws of the scriptures, man. The law's going to be written in our inward parts. So we're not going to, if we have people out there farming, because we're not going to be on the farms, man. We're going to oversee them and own them, right? And they're going to be ran according to the law, man. And there's not going to be no mingled seed or diseased fruit, man. And that people are going to rejoice because they're going to have a chance to eat real fruit. They're going to have to chant because the earth is going to be renewed in strength. So, you know, an orange might end up being the size of a watermelon in the kingdom, man. Like you eat an orange, you feed a family of 3, man. With enough nutrients to last, you know, to power them through the day, man. And people are going to rejoice, man. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Hey, one reason, the main reason a lot of people mourn, no, Salakia. When your health is poor, you're going to mourn, man. You're going to mourn when your health is poor. So when you're out there selling poisonous food and giving people poisonous food, and it is poisonous because how they farm, the things they do to farm. When you're out there, you know, supplying people with poisonous food, people are going to mourn, man. You get sick and you start eating fruits and vegetables. You know, you go on the Daniel diet where Daniel only ate pulse. You know, you go on the Daniel diet and you end up getting sick because of the chemicals and the pesticides they spray on the fruits and vegetables. Now, you know, they spray Roundup on the shit. Now you got cancer, man. And people don't understand how wicked the wicked are, man. They don't want to believe that they're that wicked, man. But Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is that wicked, man. And it's obvious. The track record is there, man. pull his history, man. You ain't gotta pull his history from all time. You can pull his history from the last 5 years to see how wicked this man is. You can pull his history from the last 2 years, right? His wickedness has no end, man. But when you start going back in history, you know, you start to disbelieve it, or you be like, oh, that was long ago. They're changed. No, man. Spirits come back, you know. So these are the same people that were back then, but their spirits are turned up even more now because wickedness increases as time goes by, man. And another law where that teaches you how to farm, man, and teaches you the laws of agriculture, man. Leviticus 25, starting from the top. And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When thou come into the land which I give you, then shalt thou keep the land. Then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Right, even the land is supposed to observe a Sabbath, man. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. Right, so for 6 years you could plant new seeds, you know, prune the vines, man, and gather in and reap in the harvest, gather in the fruit thereof. Right, you could do that for 6 years. Verse 4, but in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord Yahweh. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth of its own accord of thy harvest thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of thy vine undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land. Right? You're supposed to give the land a year break. You think Esau Edom is doing that? No, man. They're gonna keep harvesting and harvesting. What you're seeing is over harvest, over harvesting, man. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Over harvesting. So you keep taking and taking from the land and not giving it a chance to rest, man. Land needs rest, man. Man needs rest. All right. The earth is alive, man. The earth is alive because you could put seed in it and something will grow. All right. You could physically hurt plants, man. There was a study did with a group of scientists where they had plants hooked up to it like an electrode to read the energy they gave off, or read the energetic signals they gave off. And one of the scientists went in the room and took his hands to the plant and mangled it, man, crushed it up, you know, and then left the room. So now the energy was giving off change, man. The signal was giving off change, like it was hooked to an EKG machine. We see the lines going up and down so then it changed, man. It went crazy. So when the scientists left the room, Slocky, when the scientists came back in the room, you know, it started going off again, man. You know, there's a spirit in the plants too, man. The scripture talks about the whole creation groanings, man. So the land is crying out too, man. But this is why it needs a rest, man. It needs to rest. It needs a break to gather its strength again, man. And that break is supposed to be for a year, right? And it doesn't mean you gotta starve for the year, you know, because you can have one area of the land where you're sowing, and the other area of the land you don't sow yet. So you start one area 1 year, and the year after that you start on the other area. So for 6 years you could, or basically 5 years, or 6 years you could sow both, or 5 years, 6 years for the first land, 5 years for the second. You could sow and reap the harvest from the first land, and on the 7th year you give it a break, but the other land still has a year to go. So you can eat off the other land while the first land is resting. All right, and then when the 7th year comes for the second land, you give that a rest and go back to the first land, man. So it doesn't mean you gotta starve, man. You just gotta understand how to farm, man. All right, we have an acre here. We have an acre of land here. So what we'll do is we'll sow on half the plot of land. We'll sow and we'll leave the another side of the land free for the time being. All right, and then after that first year, then you can start sowing on the second half of the land, man. You know, just the way you can offset it, man. But since we don't do that, or since the world doesn't do that, I should say, the land is not able to give off nutrients, man. Because even when when you study agriculture, you could take compost, which would usually consist of like old fruits and vegetables. You could take compost and throw it in the field and throw it in the garden, man, and it will help it grow. It'll help it grow. So what the land Sabbath will do for the year is the fruit that grows and the vegetables that grow. It'll basically become compost since you're not harvesting it. It'll become compost and feed the land. Right, the bacteria in the soil will help decompose the compost. The bacteria in the soil. You also have worms. When worms go through the soil, when they dig and crawl and traverse through the soil, it breaks up the soil so the roots could travel in faster. And if the worms start eating the compost, and animals start eating the compost, and ants start eating the compost, they defecate, and the feces help fertilize the soil, man. So it's like a halftime break for the land, man. It gets charged up. Hey, you give that land a rest in the seventh year. Watch how delicious the fruit will be in the eighth year, man. Watch how plentiful the harvest will be in that eighth year, man. But Esau Edom is not like that, man. The world is not like that. They need everything now, 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 now. We need it now, now, now. But they have to have it now, because they understand that they have but a short time. But I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And I want to give peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abad Ball.